Okay, so the man in yellow is a shapeshifter. We just discovered this in From Season 4, Episode 1. And I have some mixed feelings about this that I wanted to talk about within this video. So I guess one of the biggest things that I want to talk about, just jumping right into it, is this whole setup for From Season 3 going into Season 4. Everyone was so hyped to see this man in yellow, this illustrious demonic figure. And then what we got in this episode, I'm going to be honest, has me a little skeptical for where it's going. So the point I'm making here is not that I'm disappointed. I don't want to say that because that's not exactly true, but I am definitely a bit skeptical of where we're going to go because of, I think, the hype that was built up around this figure with these dark, beady eyes, this demonic presence that almost feels like something you'd get from, I don't know, he has this charisma that almost feels like a Negan or maybe like a Lalo Salamanca, but just in this show's version of it. And for it to immediately be revealed that he's a shapeshifter, I don't think is a bad thing at all. I don't. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I think it's this weird double-edged sword where I don't find that to be a negative in the slightest bit. It just leaves me a little bit skeptical because I think that was such an allure, that character, that figure that was painted that we saw from Victor's paintings and all of the Kavanaugh family paintings. We were so excited to see that, and then we see the shape-shifting. Now, that's not to say Julia Doyle isn't a perfect casting for this man in yellow, except now it's the woman in white in the dress. You know what I mean? It's not the man in yellow anymore. It's Sophia now, but it is the man in yellow. I think that is such a double-edged sword, right? Because you have the man in yellow who is this crazy figure, and then we're not getting him. At least in this episode, it seems like we're not going to be really getting him. We're going to be getting her now. Again, not that that's a problem. It just leaves something on the table and something that I hope pans out. So after watching episode 1, the first thing that happened, I watched the episode and I saw that transition when Sophia puts her hands on the priest, and then it reveals to me that there is some higher being force that is able to frickin' reach out and touch things and wake them up and then do things like that is crazy. And then to see that Sophia was the man in yellow had me shitting frickin' bricks. I'm not gonna lie. And I really do think Julia Doyle is a great casting decision for this role because her smile is just so menacing and her being is menacing, but also very, very just almost vulnerable and good, just good. So there's that extremely strong pro. But then there's in the back of my mind this thought that like, okay, but now we're not going to be seeing the man in yellow. Maybe we are. Maybe we're going to be seeing something. I mean, I guess in some way, shape, or form, we're probably going to be seeing something, right? Because it's mentioned in the beginning of episode 1 it's said to Julie that the man in yellow says like, oh, we really need to stop meeting like this. That means they've seen each other. And if that means they've seen each other, I'd have to imagine we are going to be seeing some form of that take shape. So I guess there we will get to see something, but I don't know. That's my biggest part of where I'm torn is I think we were all so excited to see this man in yellow, to see what he's going to do and how he's going to wreak havoc. And now we're not getting him anymore, which again, we are still getting him, but we're not getting him in his current form. But it does make sense, right? It does. Like, it genuinely does. We know for a fact that Victor has drawn this figure. We know for a fact from the beginning of this episode that Julie has seen this individual in the past, and they've seen each other seemingly quite a few times. So there is no way that the man in yellow could go to the town as he was. So I think we all kind of had an idea of that going in to some extent. Just to see it confirmed, I don't know. I don't know. If we do get more of him, I think that's going to be great. But also, like, just as skeptical as I am in a sense of that, I don't think we need him either. Because I think this decision to have an imposter among the group and it being this new unsuspecting faithful girl is very exciting. I just hope it's done well. I really do. I hope we're in a spot with this where there's going to be a clear, oh, this is why they did this. I guess the reason, again, I feel that way is because of the presence and that figure that was the man in yellow, and that fact that that's not going to be there anymore just leaves almost what I feel like is going into these next few episodes something that seems like it's going to be a void. Not again because of the casting, and that's not at all what I mean by it, just because of that figurehead. I don't know how else to describe that. I feel like I'm saying that over and over again. But I hope somehow with this, I hope the truth comes out either soon or we really see the town spiral into chaos because everyone doesn't suspect that this new figurehead is actually an imposter. And I know there was some speculation online that it would be maybe Jim coming back who was the imposter, and I definitely subscribed to that hype. I thought that would be really cool to see, but it's clearly not. Maybe it is. I mean, we didn't see any of the aftermath of the conversation with Jim in this episode. All we saw was that the man in yellow was talking to Jim, and that it was, I'm going to have to assume Jim is dead though, because Jim does say to Jim, it's a shame that you're not going to be here to see what happens next, because what happens next is my favorite part. But we didn't see Jim physically die in this episode, so that does leave the potential there for Jim to come back. Because in the trailer, we did see a shot of Jim, and I'm pretty sure it was Ethan, talking where Jim's in the flesh. Whether that's a flashback, or maybe Jim comes back as a ghost, or something like that, just like how Father Khatri was back in multiple seasons of the show as a ghost. Maybe we're going to get something like that. Maybe there's another imposter, or maybe Jim is just dead and that's the end of it. I don't know. But at first I was fully on that wagon of, oh, the man in yellow is going to shapeshift into Jim, and that would further spiral things. But I'm so glad we got this curveball that that's not the choice, and that the man in yellow himself isn't going to be coming and wreaking havoc. But again, that's that double-edged sword, because I wanted the man in yellow to come in and wreak havoc. So I don't know. I'm torn, but I'm also extremely optimistic for this, what we're going to get with Sophia. I'm excited to see where that takes this story, because I think it's going to be really cool. I really do. I think it's going to be freaking awesome. I'm very excited either way. I hope they do it for a reason, and I hope it works itself out. It's really hard to tell that by one episode, so I don't know. I hope we get it. But yeah, I definitely want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. How do you feel about this decision? Do you think it's a great idea that we have it being Sophia, or are you skeptical a little bit as well? I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. And with all that out of the way, thank you again so much for watching this video, and until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.